What is a Mary Sue? That is an excellent question, and an excellent question deserves an equally excellent answer. Mary Sue, for those of you who don't know, is a term most often associated with the strange and moldy beast that is fanfiction. Although it has been used to describe characters in role-playing and other individual works. The term Mary Sue doesn't exactly have a clear-cut definition, but it is basically used to describe an idealized character in fanfiction with no real flaws that is usually supposed to be the author inserting herself into the story. And I say herself because most Mary Sues are women. The idea of the Mary Sue originated in the Star Trek community, oddly enough. A writer wrote a fanfic titled A Trekkie's Tale that contained a character named Mary Sue that was based off the author. The name became famous and was circulated all around the Star Trek community. It became the title of just about all self-insert characters, or characters based off the authors. Eventually, this idea leaked out, and the term Mary Sue began to lose its identity. It's still a widely used term, but now the exact definition is much harder to pinpoint. But there are still some common traits used to identify Mary Sues. Number 1. The character is supposed to represent the author. Number 2. The character becomes the love interest of one or more of the men in the story. Number 3. The character has no real personality flaws that negatively impact her in the story. Number 4. The character is good at everything. Number 5. The character's appearance is described in great detail. And by great detail, I mean mind-numbingly great detail. Like paragraphs after paragraphs of detail. So much detail. Number 6. The character gives you a massive, throbbing headache. Number 7. The character has a weird, long, and often impossible to pronounce name. Number 8. The character has an insanely melodramatic backstory. Number 9. Other characters that don't like her are evil. One of the prime examples of a Mary Sue comes from the infamously bad fanfic titled My Immortal. Her name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way, and you can find the fanfic here, or have it read aloud to you here. It's painful. And if your brain isn't oozing out of your ears by the time you finish the story, there's something seriously wrong with you. There's also a male version that is known as either a Marty Stew or Gary Stew. This name is stupid and I won't talk about it in any more detail at all. Of course, the term Mary Sue has been used outside of fanfiction circles to describe characters in original works of fiction. Bella Swan from Twilight is often held up as a great example of this. If you've ever read the books or watched the movies, you may have noticed that all of the boys within a 5-mile radius are immediately attracted to her like she's an electromagnet. She also doesn't have any real flaws. Yes, she trips all the time, and yes, she's horribly written, but none of these flaws really negatively impact her. She always just gets whatever she wants. I think Stephenie Meyer also confessed once that Bella sort of represents herself. However, bringing the concept of Mary Sues out of the realm of fan fiction does present a problem. What really constitutes a Mary Sue? Just about every character ever written in the history of anything is based off the author in some small way. So does that mean every character is a Mary Sue? It's very difficult to say. Well, if you are still curious about Mary Sues, or something, you can go here to read more. Or you can just Google it. That's always an option. Anyway, next week's video will be about common fanfiction terms, so please join us. Or don't. That's fine too.